Hello everyone and welcome to another uh, traditional draft of Crimson WoW. So why I'm laughing here is that my previous draft started with the exact same card, Dreadfeast Demon, and this is even a better pack than the pack was then. I think that pack had like an upgrade as the next best card, which is still first pickable, but here we have Bloodtide Harvester and Alluring Suitor, both amazing uncommons. But yeah, you just take the Dreadfeast Demon. My deck ended up a very high curve one in the end there. I had a lot of mana accelerating at 3 mana slot, and I got some wins. I got to play the demon in many games, and it of course won all of them. But yeah, you can't really pass this. If this wasn't here, I would maybe be even willing to take the Harvester. I'm not sure. It is a better card than Suitor, but of course this works in any red deck. This requires black-red. But I don't have to make that decision now because I'll just take the best card in the pack, which is this, and now it's very easy to follow it up with the Bleed Dry. Some nice white here too. Valaros Dance and Traveling Minister are high-quality picks, but of course I follow it up with the color removal spell there. And then do we get to pick some black card here? Well, I could take the Ragged Recluse. I'm not taking the Gargantua this early in the draft. It's not really too good of a card. I think I'll take the Recluse if I will be black-red. It's easy to transform this, and even if I'm mono-black, well, not gonna be mono-black, but if black is the only color in my deck that can make blood tokens, I might still get enough blood token generating to make this worth picking, because what else would you pick here? It's not a very strong pack, so let's take the stay on color here at least. Okay, so now there is a blood crazed socialite, also makes a blood token for the recluse, but there's also reclusive taxidermist, and I mean, this might be a very similar kind of deck than as the previous one, but black green is the best for these 7-drop bombs, because from green you get the mana accelerating to actually reliably get to 7 mana. So I think I'll take the taxidermist. It's also fantastic 2-drop in most decks, because 2 mana accelerating unlimited is almost always useful, and this even can be a big creature later in the game. So I'll take the taxidermist. If there wasn't anything as good as that, I would be happy to take the socialite and stay black in this draft. But now it's time to take that thing there, and now no green worth picking. There's actually this is just a weak pack, so I'm taking like a Doomed Dissenter or Innocent Traveler. I guess I'll take the thing that will be flying 3/3 and maybe sometimes a 5/3. I don't really like the bat if I'm not black and white, which can at least somewhat reliably gain you some life. The bat without life gain is not good. Okay, so the Graph Reaver is just not very good. Undying Malice is okay. Massive Might and Toxic Scorpion. This might be a bit early in the draft to kind of start making some 2-drop picks just for curve reasons. I do like the Massive Might though, so I think I'll take the Massive Might now if I end up black and green. The Stalker is fine. It's definitely better than the Courier Bat. Now I don't have the 6 drops that I had in the previous draft, so I'm not gonna take the heirloom this early. I will be interested in the 3 mana producing creatures, but maybe the mana producing artifact isn't that great. I'll take the 3 mana 3/3, and nothing wrong with that. And now I guess I can take the socialite. I like it more than the slinger here, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna play any recluses, so I'm not going to take the second one here. I have some 4 mana cards already though. I'd be interested in maybe not pick too many of them anymore. So here I have 4 humans. That's, although one of them is the recluse that might end up cut, but I don't think the Scorpion is that good. I'll just take the Disciple now as a 2-drop. And this as a 2-drop. Okay, so black-green seems to be open enough that I guess I'm just gonna have a kind of a rematch of the previous draft event and hopefully going the distance this time. Okay, well, black and green are the only colors here. So sideboard Slinger or just another Massive Might. I think I like the sideboard Slinger. I'm not usually main decking this card, but it's quite decent when it can use its abilities. Oh well, it's one ability, but you know, there's some choice there, right? There's nothing there for me. I mean, this might be playable if I actually got the same amount of 6 drops as in the previous draft, but I don't really look to draft such a deck. Not gonna ever play the Bramble Armor. I'll take the uncommon. Well, that is a nice rare there, but I'll stick to these colors now. I have a good mana curve here. I mean, probably will be cutting the Recluse, but still, this I don't want to cut the black because I have of the demon here, and the green has some good. Well, mostly the mana curve and the mana accelerating here are the things that interest me the most. So am I gonna take the catapult fodder? That actually could be a deck for that card, although I don't currently have too many things that help transform it. But I don't necessarily want to take another socialite here either. I'll take the fodder. It's early in the draft enough that I can maybe draft around it. Oh, when I get the black green, nice, very powerful rare here, which also works with the catapult fodder. Okay, good. Nice pick up there. Oh, I'm actually past removal in this draft. Fantastic. And high quality removal at that. Yeah, well, that's the easiest bleed right there is. Just the best black common. Okay, Gluttonous Quest. I'm passing a couple of Flame Blessed Bolts, but it's fine to pass the colors. I'm not drafting myself. Hopefully securing that the players to my right stick to these kind of colors and will pass me good black and green in pack 3. Now what I'm looking here is maybe cutting cards like Oakshade Stalker and the Socialite if I'm gonna get this toughness stuff going on. But of course having just one catapult fighter, you don't really want too much focus on this thing. But maybe if I get lucky I get one of these, or maybe the black-green uncommon that also cares about the toughness of creatures. Could be a toughness focus deck. Anyway, the Sporeback Wolf is the greatest 2-drop for this deck because it does work with the toughness stuff. Okay, well here we have just a very decent 4-drop. I mean, no matter what kind of a green deck you play, this is never gonna be bad. I'm not splashing anything white, so I don't need the mana fixing, so I'll take this. Another Massive Might, another Disciple. Undying Malice is fine too, but I think I would still take the Massive Might over the Undying Malice. Now, do I want to have the Disciple? Because I don't have too many 2-drops, and I think I'm gonna cut the Recluse, so I think I'll take the Disciple. I do have a lot of humans. One of these is the Recluse too, but still. Okay, well the only card from my colors is the Scorpion. I should take it here just for that reason. And it is a playable 2-drop if you need 2-drops. Alright, so the Wild Spawn Spider came back. I'm not blue-green, so I'll just take the Sharpshooter, which is... Now I really hope to get another Catapult Fighter or the black... Oh, another Disciple. Or the black... well, the uncommon build around. How is this Traveling Minister this late here? Pretty weird stuff. Such a high quality white card. I think it is the best white common over the removals. But yeah, now Massive Might is easy pick here. Nature's Embrace. It's something I could play because I don't have more than... Okay, here I just take... Well, I'm not playing any of these. I still got the mulch. But point is that I have one other card that adds mana. I mean, not counting lands, the taxidermist here. I might play this just to have another non-land card to add mana. Or I could just play 18 lands, but I don't like that. I'd rather play this, which has other utility when I don't need the mana. Now this is a pack that has multiple playables, but nothing too amazing. I think now that I have these disciples, I'll just take all the disciples here. I'm not gonna focus too much on the Sporeback Wolves, not that this pack even has one, because I have only one thing that actually cares about the toughness being greater than power. So I'll take the Disciple here. This is just actually quite low curve black-green deck in the end that just happens to have one 7-drop, which will be great if you have 7 mana for it. And any game that goes a bit longer, it shouldn't be too hard to get the 7th mana at some point. Okay, now that's a nice red card. Nice. I don't have any kind of fixing here. Well, this basically can add some other colors, but can I just pick the upgrade here? No, I'm not gonna take the phalanx. I could play a phalanx if I had multiple catapult fighters, but with just one, this is quite likely to come to me back at pick number 10 anyway, so I'll pick it then if I need it. So now I don't think I will splash for the upgrade, and the black and green cards are bad, so I'll take the heirloom. Yeah, I don't think I want to splash for that. No, I'll take the heirloom. I might, decide to play it, but it's maybe somewhat unlikely. Here we have a diagram scavenger and a pointed discussion. I actually wouldn't mind having. I actually want to have both of them, but the scavenger is. I don't know. The card draw is good. It helps me find my bomb and lands for it. And otherwise, my deck is pretty defensive. But this is also a card that has a chance to come back at pick number 11, maybe. I do like the scavenger quite a bit. The graveyard hate part also can be nice sometimes. I'll take it. I think there's a higher chance to still get a pointed discussion. Maybe. Alright, so Desperate Farmer, Spore Crawler. I do like the card draw more. Yeah, I'll take another Spore Crawler. I don't care about this Sharpshooter that much. I don't think. So Grizzly Ritual, Hook and Mariner. Interesting. The Mariner is really good, but I have only 2 removal spells here. I could have the one of these 6 mana removals as well. Now I'm also aware of the fact that I have a bunch of cuts to make here. But I think still out of these, I do want to have the 6 mana removal. I'm not taking the 1 mana removal, I don't think. I have enough early game here to deal with, small creatures. Well, unless they fly, but I'll take one, destroy target creature effect here. Why not? And here I see a pointed discussion, which I think I'll be playing. Yeah. And here a third massive might, a Bloodstone Squire, which is not good. I don't think I'm gonna play 3 of these massive mights, but I might be interested in sideboarding into a flying into reach guys against some flyers. So I think this is a fine pick for sideboard purposes. And here a Witch's Web, same story. Well, it's the only. I'm not gonna splash this thing, so let's take the Witch's Web mostly for sideboard. And I didn't get any other catapult fodder or the other things that care about toughness. The entire theme is mostly in uncommon, so it's not really as good as like a blood token theme or the disturb and aura stuff, which are supported at the common level. I could take 20 gems or a third Spore Crawler, but I think I have enough. I'll take the 20 gems. I don't think I care about the Spore Crawler that much in the end. Yeah, the Phalanx is. Well, it came back, like I said. Still not gonna play it though. I'll take the Recruit. I'm not gonna play that one either, but okay, I did get the other pointed discussion here. Wedding Security won't be here. Do I want to play 2 of these? Like in a very grindy matchup, I might want to sideboard into 2 of these. So let's take that and third Sharpshooter over first Snarling Wolf. I don't care about the Snarling Wolf. Okay, a pretty weak pack 3 for my deck, but I guess sometimes that's how it goes. So I didn't get any additional mana producers other than the heirloom, but I do have the Nature's Embrace and some card draw here. One pointed discussion, which I think will be in the main deck. Yeah, this will be in the sideboard, and I'll have I have nothing for 5 mana, so I can play the Grizzly Ritual and the Dreadfish Demon as my, high end. And now I need to decide which I'm gonna cut. I know I'm gonna cut the Ragged Recluse. 11 black, 16 green. So am I playing the Nature's Embrace? It does have utility as a creature aura when you don't need the mana. This will be a 17 land deck, so I'm gonna cut 3 of these, no matter if I'm gonna play the Embrace or not. I think the Oxide Stalker in the end is not a necessary 3-drop here. I like these other 3-drops slightly more. Maybe the Gluttonous Quest though. How good is it gonna be? 1-4. I have quite a bit of defense in here. And I don't need a Toxic Scorpion, at least not in the main deck. This is enough 2-drops. Total number of humans is currently 9 here. One more card. The socialite, minis guy. Nature's embrace. I mean, if I have the demon in my hand, I want to play the embrace on the land, just to make sure I can play this on time. I have a lot of creatures, so I should have sacrificed fodder for the demon easily. That shouldn't be a problem. So I'm thinking about the Gluttonous quest, because let's see how many of my... So in the games when I draw this one catapult fodder, I also, of course, am interested in transforming it. So currently, taxidermist, well, unless it's a 4/4, but that's very late in the game usually. So I count this as having more toughness than power. These, of course, do also have on my turn, so they will work for this trigger. So that's 3... Without me cutting anything like a Gluttonous quest, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 when this hasn't transformed. Yeah, that's a fairly decent amount of them. I think I could cut the Gluttonous quest. I like the sharpshooter slightly more because it actually can, you know, get some power and the reach can matter, and this is not really a deck focused too much on the blood tokens. So if I cut that, this is how the mana curve looks like. It's fine, and this Nature's Embrace is here for only one reason, to make sure that when I draw this, I have at least some mana in my deck, so that I can get to 7 mana. 3 removal spells, but they will remove anything. And then a couple of tricks to help in combat. Catapult fodder as some kind of win condition. This Rootstain can also just, you know, kinda snowball when it gets to do its thing for several turns. Yeah, this seems like the deck is all again a bit lacking. Maybe a bit more heavier hitters, but it's not like I can. I mean, unless I'm gonna like sideboard into another pointed discussion. I not sideboard. I mean, if I'm gonna main deck another pointed discussion instead of something else, like what would it be even? Guess I like the socialite. It's like a semi-evasion with its menace. Okay, this is the main deck, minus lands, of course. Yeah, this I'll play this in the main deck. I mean these non-lands, and then there are number of lands: 14 green, 10 black. It will be 9/8 mana because I have no fixing. Did I have any Aboling Wilds? I don't think. Nope. So taxidermist adds black, and of course the embrace, which requires green, can make me help add black. So even though I have all these black double casters here, I will play 9/8, and so that 9 of them will be forests. Let's take these ones and 8 swamps here. Oh, let's take the graveyard like this. It's okay, not amazing, but okay. Okay, I can go 2-drop, 3-drop. I have the double black ready for the bleed dry, and well, all in all, 3 lands with both colors is usually what you want to see, and especially when you have a 2 and 3-drop plays, it's the standard opening you want to always have in limited. This won't get pumped by the Sporkler, but it's fine. I don't care if this trades with their 2-drop. Maybe if it is them 2/2 with Disturb. I'm not that happy about that trade then, but okay, no need to worry about that. Alright, that's also good. I'm gonna have 2, 3, 4 start here. This is just fantastic. Militia Rallier, okay, well, they can trade with that thing, I don't care. They can't attack, so they might choose to make the trade. Now they have humans, so this will actually be a 5/3 flyer. They better need to find some removal for this thing, which they can easily have, of course. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna sacrifice the rallier here. There's nothing for me to do against like tricks. I mean, they could be a fierce retribution, but I'm not gonna not attack with this just for that reason. I still get to deal 3, and if they trade, I will draw a card from the Spore Crawler, so this is fine. And if they have a trick, I have a Bleed Dry as a response, which I might do, or I just might draw the card. We'll see. Okay, that's totally fine. They lost their human, so this is back to 3-3, but a lot of creatures from white are humans. Okay, I get a couple of 2-drops here. So, and I mean, if they have like only one blocker, I simply kill it and they go down to what? 5 life. So they need some other, they need 2 cards to play in this turn cycle. Okay, so I'll just kill that. I know I don't have to. I could just play the Disciple and attack for... I mean, that actually is better, because they don't get the lifelink for this thing. If they want to attack with this on the next turn and use 2 mana to gain 3 life, that's fine. So I'm actually not going to, because I will play the Disciple now and then I can use that Bleed Dry. Okay, why would they do that? They have a pierce, they have them... I mean, if they're 2 for 1 there, but they can deal 2 to it with the Piercing Light. Oh, but they made a mistake. They definitely shouldn't have done it. They should have let damage happen and then, you know, in this stop of the have a stop in the stop of the damage. But now I'm gonna punish them, because they could have first dealt the 2 damage and then do that. But I mean, it's not my fault that they played suboptimally the timing there. I definitely want to keep my invader here. Yeah, and now if I draw a land, they are just dead. That was short and bloody. Well, I guess they're not exactly dead because this is 7 damage, but unless they have a mass removal effect, they can't. They can't follow it up with anything. Yeah, well, that was just me curving out and having the removal. Even what would have also helped would have been the massive mites. I'm thinking about the Witch's Web. How much do I want to have that? It's a very good response to a Piercing Light. That's one thing I'm thinking about here. So Nature's Embrace might still maybe have it. It is quite bad against white-black as a creature aura though, because they can easily kill any creatures of any size by, you know, casting a pacifism or just black having a destroy effect or a bleed dry. So I think I'm also on the draw. So I'm not gonna rely on the Dreadfist Demon that much. I will cut the Nature's Embrace and I will play the Witch's Web, which I find interesting when the opponent has the lifelinking flyer. So I can block it with any guy, hoping they don't have any response, of course. And probably not going to make any other kind of sideboarding choices. No, I like what I have here. Okay, again a fantastic start here. I mean, it's a fantastic because I have, you know, all the colors and at least 3 lands and 2-drop and a 3-drop. That's kind of the definition of the fantastic start for me here. So currently I don't have a human to make this bigger, so I think what I'm doing here is I'm gonna just play the Dawnhard Disciple and trade with the Recluse before it gets to transform, because I want to save this for the Catapult fodder. This will be 4 toughness on my turn. Okay, that's totally fine. 4 toughness on my turn, so I need only 1 more creature to actually transform this thing here. Rock Skull Infantry. Okay, I'll play the 3-drop, so next turn I can play both 2-drops, if nothing else. Let's see if they are going to attack. If they don't have a trick, they shouldn't. Okay, that is something I need to kill at some point. Diagraph Scavenger. Okay, that is a way to... that is one of the creatures that has more toughness, so I should just... does it matter? I mean, it's kind of better to play the mana efficient way and play, I mean, use the 4 mana spell now when I have 4 mana available. Next turn I can choose, for example, play the Sporeback Wolf and leave mana up for the Witch's Web. And it would have been nice to maybe somehow wait for the... I'll exile my own creature to this to die so I can exile it, but I don't really see when that's gonna happen, so I'm not gonna count on that. Now the Shield Passer basically couldn't attack, but it can still bluff attack, you know, because I don't want to lose my Catapult fodder, at least not now. I might take the 4 damage here, but they are thinking about it. I mean, unless they needed this as a blocker, they could have easily just... Or I mean, either if they need this as a blocker or they need all the 5 mana here now, they should have done the attack and paid the 1 mana. I might have taken 4 here. Alright, Pointed Discussion is a nice draw here, but first what I do here is I just play the Spoback Wolf and see if my fodder can actually transform, because now it will. And that happens. So now, if I attack with the Diecraft Scavenger, they can either trade with the Shield Passer, which would be fine for me, or double block with these and maybe use this aura on this thing, but that's quite slow. I think I can outrace that. So I don't mind if they do that. I will attack with this thing now. I also have the Witch's Web if they have some nastiness, but I'm not gonna... Okay, they just take it, which is totally fine. Now, am I gonna draw the cards or have the Disciple around? Kinda like the cards here, because it's more mana efficient, and I don't know how good the Disciple is going to be. Okay, I'll draw the cards now. Just lands. Well, they are drawn now. At least I don't have to use actual draw steps for them. Plus the Blood Token can be useful in getting rid of one of them. Okay, so now they have... But what? I mean, I have a 2/6. The infantry shouldn't attack here now. What they can have is now, of course, Adamant Will for +2/+2. So I think I'm not going to block with this. I will rather block when I have the Witch's Web available. So I can take the 4 here. I think at least. Okay, Socialite is good. So here I'm gonna play the Socialite and leave the Witch's Web up. And in the meanwhile I will attack with the Scavenger here. 2 for 1 is fine. They can have another Gift of Fangs, but I can still save myself from that. So pass the blockers, do this, and see what they have. Okay, I let them scry first. Top, and then before damage I'm gonna save this thing. Oh, I have this thing in my deck. And conveniently enough, I have the mana for it. So I'm going to just attack with this and this, and I'm gonna sacrifice one of the blood tokens. Deal a lot of damage here. And that's 7, so it's almost lethal by using the catapult fodder. I could make them go to 2 here by sacrificing. This makes them lose life equal to toughness. So now it's a really interesting spot for me, because I don't need the Dreadfist Demon to win in this board position. And because what this color combination can have is actually 2 cards. First is the white Wrath that says, you know, the 5 mana thing. Each player sacrifices a number of creatures between 0 and 13, chosen by the caster of the spell. And then there's the black card with Cleave. The Cleave cost requires also white, and with Cleave cost it says just destroy all creatures. So say I play the Dreadfist Demon in here, and they rat the board. Then I have a Disciple here against whatever they are gonna have. And they are at 7, I can just play the Disciple here, and then just maybe even jump block the Shield Passer with the Disciple, throw it to their face. And, you know, just use the Catapult Captain to win here anyway. So I wasn't gonna play the Demon on this turn. And you of course don't play around rats unless you are so sure to have the win anyway. And our opponent didn't have basically any way to they didn't have a way to threaten lethal. At least I don't think with my blockers and with my life total there, given their board, there wasn't gonna be a chance for them to win on the next turn. Now this is an interesting one because if I would draw at least one land, I would play the Spore Crawler and draw a card from it at some point. I have my Bum here and also this thing, so I usually don't keep these kind of hands, but because I have these powerful cards in here, and any land gives me at least a Spore Crawler, I'm gonna keep it now. I'm on the play here, but that doesn't matter too much. And then of course they start with a 1-drop, but okay. So now one more draw step. Please don't have a 2-drop as well. Well, yes they do, and they can start training it. Well, this was the risky thing. There was like a fairly. I mean, of course, the chance to draw the land was way more than 50%, but it's not like impossible. Okay, so they don't even. It's not impossible to. But that's actually quite nasty because this can be now a very big thing. But now at least I get to. So this will be trained into a 3/4 if they choose to use the mana for it. But I think I'll take this because this starts doing things. I mean, as an ETB, and the treasure token is really good, and also in every upkeep. And I can just block the trainee. If I want to, I could use the massive might here. But now this is I'd rather not use a treasure because the Dreadfish Demon is of course my way to try to win here. Sigardian Paladin. Okay, they don't get to train this thing, but now it could be a spot for me to just kill the. Yeah, this is now too good. But who is going to... I kind of want to kill the wolf because it threatens to always be a 4/3, but this will train this trainee anyway. Now the trainee will put one counter, most likely on the Sigardian Paladin. But I need to use the treasure token now. This is too good of a window to use it. So who is gonna die? So this is never gonna be bigger than a 4/6. I have the Nature's Embrace here. This will get trained bigger and bigger, and it's gonna trigger this, and it's annoying. Trample. I don't care about the lifelink. I'm gonna win the late game with the Dreadfish Demon, even if they have 50 life. That's not the problem here. Well, I'm not gonna necessarily win, but there's a good chance I can win even if they have a big buffer here. At least this makes them use mana with that thing, so I'm gonna kill the trainee here, but... Oh, plus I wasn't gonna be able to kill this one. This has only 3 power when I use the Massive Might. Sorry. That was a non-decisional. Imagine if I'd blocked the wrong guy and used the Massive Might before I'd realized that. I don't know why I thought I was able to kill this. I thought this has 2 power for some reason. Okay, so they choose. And I get another... Well, I guess I would have wanted to draw the land too, so there's that. But now I can make this into a 3/6, but I think I need to... No. This doesn't get any +1/+1 effects. I could play the Mariner, but I really don't want to. I think I'm gonna do just the Folklore and block with it somehow. Maybe. Well, we will see what happens. This is not an ideal situation. I definitely prefer to just draw a land. So this thing gets Trample and Lifelink. That is not going to matter. Why would they waste 3 mana on that? Trample and lifelink is not gonna matter. Didn't they have any plays there? Or did they misunderstand what this... The activated ability only gives target creature you control that has a +1/+1 counter, trample and lifelink. Total waste of mana in this situation. I'm sure they had some plays available here. That's really good for me, and they have a Nurturing Presence on there. It's gonna be a 5/5, which I can't kill right now, but I can jump block if I want to. Oh, I can actually just block here for free and take 5. No need to jump block here. I will go down to 8, and they have a flyer, so this is gonna be hard. but okay, land. Can I just draw the lands? The treasures are nice, yes, but I do wanna just draw. I mean, if I mill a creature, for instance, I get a 1/1 token. Well, that would be the best, and then I could draw land. If I mill a non-creature and non-land, I get a blood token, which would be actually the most useless thing. All right, so I think I'm gonna play the Nature's I really want to play it on the land, but I don't think. I mean, what I can do, I can use one of the treasure tokens to. Okay, this is probably what I have to do. I need the mana for the demon here. So this is gonna be in here, so I can play my disciple, and then I can double block or something here. This is not easy, and I don't like the 1/1 flyer here pinging away. I guess I can play the Innocent Traveler and it becomes a flyer actually. But if they play more creatures, this will get +1/+1 from the aura. Yeah, I need a bleed dry. That's what I need here. Toxic Scorpion is not, well, Death Touch with Trample of course is gonna be nice. So jump blocking this thing won't be happening now. And now this is a 5/5. It's still something I can double block. But if they have another creature here, it's gonna be a 6/6. I would have to triple block it. I don't like that. But let's see what happens. Yeah, they don't have to use that. Okay, well anyway, this is now very easy. This has Death Touch, so I will go to 4 here, but maybe if this Paladin dies now, do they have a massive might? They might have a massive might, in that case I will just lose the game. They did not. So there's like a chance. Draw a card, hopefully a land. No. That was not a land. So another Snarling Wolf. Land got milled. But land gets drawn, so wait a minute. I have mana for the demon, but I don't have anything else to eat than this thing. And the Toxic Scorpion is lethal. I don't have the luxury to do that. Sadly. And the pointed discussion will be wasted. I guess when I at some point might get a blood token, I can just discard this thing, because I don't think I can afford going to 2 here. But definitely not on this turn. So if I play this and sacrifice the Rootstain here, I have a 2/6/6. I can take the 1/1 Death Toucher. Well, actually, I will go to 2 and then I will start playing this. Okay, fine. If they don't have a pump effect, I will be in a... I can stabilize if they don't have a pump effect. If they have a Witch's Web, I will lose. If they have a massive might, I will lose, because I'm gonna take 2 from the unblocked attackers, at least. If they have a kill spell, Fierce Retribution or a Pacifism, I will not lose. No, I will, because the Snarling Wolf, yeah. I mean, my blocks are forced. They can actually make the other Snarling Wolf even survive here. But my demon will survive too, and I get more... They will lose one of the Snarling Wolves here. And then, okay, why would they pump there? Because they can, I guess, if they don't have actually any place. Just lands. Okay, so I can play more creatures. Oh, I will have 4 demos then. Doesn't matter what I play here, all will be sacrificed. Yeah, this is risky. I have to... one of them has to trade with the Death Toucher, but I mean, it's the same as this Disciple would trade with the Death Toucher. If I really want to try to kind of pressure them, I should just attack with one of the demons. I don't think they have a Fierce Retribution. They would have used at 6 mana there, most likely. Because even if they now have removal, and they remove one of my unblocked creatures, I still can take... it's enough for me to block 2 of their guys, and I have 3 blockers right now. So if they kill one of them, yeah, I need to win at some point. Problem with the Death Touch is that if they have a massive might, and if they know the interaction between Death Touch and Trample, it is lethal, because they can only... It's enough for them to deal 1 damage and to the creature, and they can trample over the rest. So if this is a 3-power Death Toucher, I will lose. I mean, 3-power Death Toucher and has trample. Okay, they do that. I want to see what's the result of this. It's totally fine for me if that's all they have. They shouldn't have maybe sacrificed there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's no hasty. Well, there is. Wait a minute. Is Ulvenwald Oddity from Crimson Bow? I think it is. How can I remember this? I think it is. Crimson Bow card. I'm pretty sure. So I could have attacked them to 2 damage. But I think leaving up one of these to block a potential hasty creature would have made sense. Because I would have won, they would have gone to 8, and then of course I would have had lethal attack. Anyway. Well, that was Dreadfish Demon. It's not a fun card. But I think the opponent played a bit suboptimally there. So I'm gonna play the Toxic Scorpion to block their enhanced creatures. Any need for the Sawblade Slinger? Don't think there is. How about Witch's Web? How about Pointed Discussion? Should I sideboard it out? How the button? I think I'm gonna cut the Nature's Embrace again on the draw. I have more draw steps, one more draw steps to hit my land drops maybe, and it is quite slow. Pointed Discussion. I'll play that one. How about? The kind of interesting is the Gluttonous Quest too, but I don't really want to cut anything here, anything else that is. Nah, that's fine. I'll just put the Scorpion to have a little bit more early defense. Okay, and now I have this kind of hand, which also has a Dreadfish Demon. It's the wrong... Okay, opponent mulligans. It's the wrong lands here. Now, if I have a Pointed Discussion... no, I'm not gonna gamble on that. This hand is much worse, because I have no plays until I have this. And this on turn 3 isn't even good on the draw. I have to discard to hand size if I had no 2-drop. So I will mulligan just like the opponent did. And I get yet another one of these hands. What is... I double caster, double caster. I have to go to 5. I'm gonna keep this, but yeah, this could have been a pretty much of a non-game. I guess I have the Pointed Discussion to redraw from this. I think I'm gonna cut 2-2-drops. I need lands anyway. The Mariner is gonna be more impactful than any of the 2-drops, and if I don't hit my land drops, I might as well concede anyway. Now the question is, was I supposed to leave the Sporeback Wolf? But I didn't have the Catapult Fodder in that hand, so maybe not. Okay, well that's really good, because now I get to play this, which maybe can trade with this if they don't have a human, and then if I draw another any land, I can play the fodder, and then after having the blocker I can play the discussion. But I really need to... Well, first I would rather them not have a human. Okay, I don't know why did they play it on that creature. I'm happy they trade here. Maybe their deck doesn't have a lot of humans and they don't mind this. Okay, now I have a... I mean, Bleed Ride deals with this thing at some point, but first I need to just draw my lands. Okay, that... I don't have an answer for that right now. Oh... I mean, I guess I can, but I'm gonna take, what, 4+3 if they pump this to train, then why wouldn't they? I'm gonna go to 8, and yeah, that's not gonna be enough. I mean, no matter what I draw, it's not gonna be enough. But, I mean, I saw 3 bad starting hands and I had to risk it on the 5 god hand, so sometimes that happens. And they have the flyer sharpshooter, but it has training. I like the Witch's Web, and I think I will cut the Pointed Discussion now. Yeah. Okay, now this is a very, very good starting hand. The pump spells might not be that useful right now, but the Rootstein will give me some kind of value anyway. It doesn't really matter if it's... Oh, and now, especially now, even the treasure tokens are actually better than anything else. Man, this demon just keeps showing up, which is, you know, very good for me, of course, but... Well, I guess I have had drafts where I haven't really... I have had drafts where I haven't really drawn my bomb race at all. So now it's definitely not that. Okay, I would have liked that Grizzly Ritual. It's one of my few removal spells, but it doesn't really matter. I have now Blood Token, which I might at some point even use. Although not before I have the Dreadfish Demon down, so any lands will be played on the battlefield now. Vampire Slayer, that's surely acceptable. Okay, that is a treasure token, which is great because now I have basically 5. I'm at 6 lands. Sorry, 6 mana already because this also adds mana. So next turn is a Dreadfish Demon. Any reason to attack, use my tricks here? I don't think so. Nature's Embrace on the land here. Oh, wait a second. Did you see that? I was looking at my numbers here, and opponent has 36 cards in their deck. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 permanents and 4 cards in their hand. They have 47 cards in their deck. Okay. So I'm gonna use a I mean, I could kill both of these actually, but they might have their own trick for 2 mana. But it's tempting to use my both removal spells too. I don't know. Because if I kill them both, the +1/+1 counter won't be transferred anywhere. That's the idea here. Okay, I'll do it like this. I mean, this is a bit risky, but I mean, could be a bit foolish. But whatever. I'm not sure. I do this mostly because I don't want this counter to transfer, and then yeah, they didn't have anything, so get another of those. Massive might, yeah, now I'll just attack here. They might have a Fierce Retribution though, but they will use it on the Dreadfish Demon anyway. But I don't want to attack with the Taxidermist because that will be... I want to use the mana from it. Because I need to... Wait a minute, did I miscount? Did I say that I... Did I actually need it? No, I didn't, because this thing adds mana, like I said. So now I can leave one of the treasure tokens here. Opponent can still win if they do... They can still win if they do have a Wrath effect. But yeah, they are 47 card deck. Now... That's not a Wrath effect. Could I mill a creature so I get a token which I can then turn into a demon? Yes, I can. Just like I asked. So... Yep. Do I want to trample over here? Well, no, they didn't jump block, so no problem. I think I should still use the blood token. I don't need the forest for anything. Yeah, they know what's up. This is not really a fair card, but if I'm given that pack 1, pick 1, of course I'm gonna take it. But it's funny that it happens in 2 drafts in a row. But at least I didn't... I mean, I can still lose the final match here, but I didn't win all the matches in the previous draft either. Now I can try that now. Well, these somewhat awkward hands keep appearing. I mean, it seems like I have had either very excellent hands with both colors and nice curve outs, or just these very miserable ones. I don't think this is a keep, because I need a swamp, and even if I draw one swamp, it's not that great. I miss a 3-drop. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan this. Now this is much, much better. I will lose a land because I only need one land for this. I get to go 2 and 3-drop anyway. And I will keep the double swamps because I have actually double casters from black. From green, I don't think I have any. And there is the land, so I get to go 2, 3, 4, and both of these will in fact pump the disciple. Recluse. Okay, that's not a bad way to refresh, especially after mulliganing. The finals in the previous draft was again also against the black-red deck, and it was a very good one. Okay, I can trade. They can double block the disciple, which is totally fine. I want to, of course, train this thing, and I can keep training with the hook and mariner. And this can easily become a 3-3, so might as well trade with it. Let's see if they can transform this. They need some toughness, guys. Well, that's one, and also a very good one because, yeah, it trades with my big things. Massive Might. Okay, well, I will. This is actually good. I could play the pointed discussion first, but I know I'm gonna use the Massive Might anyway. But I guess I'll still do it. I don't want to leave the mana up. I mean, if I leave only forest up, they know something is up. So I will do this. They will trade with whichever. I mean, probably with the. Not even sure actually. But anyway, if they block with the fodder, they will lose the fodder, and that's the idea here. The scavenger will of course die too, and they might, you know, not block the with the fodder. They might choose to take 3 here and block the mariner. Okay, they don't like that, and then that. Okay, that is fine. That's a lot of. So they definitely don't want the sharpshooter to be around. It seems like they're gonna put the dead toucher on that thing anyway, except that they are not. Okay, well, they have to make some decision here now. I'm gonna Massive Might if they block with the fodder, of course. And then pointed discussion. Maybe, hopefully finds me some good stuff. And they are really thinking about the blocks here. And they choose to not die to a Massive Might. Okay, well, that was definitely good. I'll play the 5th land. There's no reason to use the blood token yet. So if they have a lacerate flesh, I can use the Massive Might to save my guy. This needs 2 friends to transform. But now, of course, if they pass with mana, well, if they don't play anything, this becomes a 6-4 that can't even be blocked. So they have to play something to prevent the knight from coming. And that's something they can do. Now this is still something. Okay, I'm happy they do that. So now both my bleed dry and the Massive Might will be really good. So I can just attack here without any fear. I have mana to cast them both. So whatever blocks they were playing around things on the previous turn, they continue doing that now, which is fine. I will play now there. Both of these have more power than toughness. Is this catapult fodder doing much here? Spore crawler might be more interesting than this. This becomes a flyer though. Do I care if they get blood token? I mean, they will get even if I block with the spore crawler, so I will make my flyer happen. Or force them to sacrifice something. I don't care. They can get their blood token. I have enough life to take this. Plus they of course can't even really. Now I'm not gonna play the Massive Might to open mana. That's not what I wanna do here. That would have prevented the blood token from being created, but this is better as an offensive card. Alright, that probably will just get bled dry. They have those death touchers. I don't like them. Now they need one more friend for this thing. But yeah, this becomes a flyer unless they sacrifice creatures. I could see them sacrificing the celebrant. They don't have a human, so this will be a 3/3 flyer if it transforms. Okay, my own scavenger. That's nice. So I have mana up to play one of these bigger things, and I can leave. No matter what I do, I can leave up mana for the massive might. I'm not sure if I want to go with the bleed dry, although it is quite nice. If I go with the bleed dry, they're gonna have to block. Well, I don't know. The mariner is quite good blocker for the belligerent quest, so I think I'm gonna go with the scavenger of my own here. Yeah, this will block the... Yeah, that is fine. I don't need to rush here anything. Now, if they do draw another... if they do place another thing that has more toughness than power, this becomes a 2/6, but I don't think the activated ability matters. Okay, that will become a 3/3 if they use the blood token. But now it's also... This is gonna be a human also on the backside, human warlock. So I actually have a lethal attack if I dare to use my massive might. But they could have an upgrade. That's the problem. It's a vampire. So the black uncommon doesn't work. It is a double black, the thing that drains 3 life from a target. But an upgrade can happen there. And it's really awkward to use a massive might. Oh, they choose... No, that wasn't... Okay, if they attack with anything that makes my... If they have like a Surge Strike, this is great for me. This is a human warlock. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Do this. And I could see them having like the end the festivities, which will finish off my guys. They get another blood token here though. But no. I hope it's just like it's a vampire's vengeance, which is still fine. Because they are not tapped out and this invader does... It's in fact... Oh, I didn't realize that. So that is a change of plan. Yeah, because this of course had not transformed yet, so it died. So this is only gonna be able to deal 5 with the massive might. So now I should maybe save one of my guys. And I'm gonna do that. Do I let the first... This will trade anyway, they get the blood token, but they have already... I could save my scavenger. They get the blood token anyway. Yeah, I'll save my scavenger here. I still have my bleed dry, so I can, well, first of all, I don't have mana to play both of these, so I might as well sacrifice this blood. Okay, well, that is a good one. So now they don't have a Death Toucher and they have only a jump block, or they go to 5. That is totally fine. I don't actually have mana for the Greasy Ritual, but I mean, if I draw a spell, that's fine too. Now, it could be my Dreadfish Demon, of course. But let's first see the opponent deal with this situation. That's still going to force them to jump block, because they don't have mana for that. I could have won with a land, but as you can see, I can actually double spell here now. So they need an actual mass removal effect, and I don't think if they can have for these colors anything else than a Vampire's Vengeance, which, I mean, this will survive and this will draw me a card. Yep, I don't think they can find anything. The 2 mana card won't help here. Okay, so I saw a Vampire's Vengeance, right? Catapult didn't seem to be too much. They have multiple Ragged Recluses. Lacerate Flesh. I think, yeah, the burn-based removal is going to make me want to play the Witch's Web, definitely. And other than that, well, they have Diecraft Scavengers, which I don't care about my graveyard, so in that sense it doesn't matter. But all these guys will die to Vampire's Vengeance. That's the thing I hate about that card. Now this can fight with a zombie, which is also the Scavenger. Of course it doesn't fight. It's basically a 4-mana removal on a Diecraft Scavenger. It's not that great. I'm not sure if I want to do that. But I'm sure I don't want to be too vulnerable to a Vampire's Vengeance, which means that I'm gonna play the Witch's Web and probably another Sharpshooter. It's a good blocker on the 2-1 guys. Guess. I will have to cut, sadly, at least a couple of these disciples. I have to be very careful about overextending with my 2 toughness non-vampire creatures. Maybe even the... Now I do draw a card from the Spore Crawler, but that could also be like just a Oakshade Stalker actually. And what else? Anything here? Nothing else dies to that. How about the pointed discussion? On the draw against the black-red aggressive deck could be a bit risky. I'm gonna cut it. And I think I'll play the Sawblade Slinger here. And then I still have some 2-drops, but not that many that I have to play like 3 of them and then they wipe the board with the Vengeance. I have to, like I said, I have to be careful about how many of them I'm gonna deploy at once. And then I think that is pretty much it. There is the Nature's Embrace though. Maybe the Gluttonous Quest is gonna be better than that. Or maybe I just should play the Spore Crawler. I don't think I wanna play that. There's not a lot of time. I will play the quest. I go maximum defense here now. And hope to win the late game. Although I don't have that many of those heavy hitters. So the late game might not be too good unless I draw my demon, of course. But we will see. Well, I mean, would be nice if I got 1 black mana. Why the starting hands have been so weird in this event? Just a 9-8 mana base shouldn't be that hard to find both colors. This doesn't do anything if I don't have a black, so I'm gonna go to 6, and this is... Well, there is a game plan here. I need the Grizzly Ritual. I mean, I go to 6 mana before I go to 7, so in that sense, if my game plan is to win with this, I could leave the Ritual, but also the Massive Might is something I can play early, so I think the Ritual is gonna go away here. Blood Fountain. Well, that's an artifact I can kill with my thing. Okay, 2-drop, 3-drop. The 4-3. Did I sideboard it in? Did I sideboard it in? The thing, the 4-3 4-mana thing that fights a zombie or destroys an artifact. I think I did. I have a feeling I did. Okay. I mean, it was only like a minute ago and I already forgot. But I'm pretty sure I did. Alright, so if they attack, I'm gonna block because they already have the blood token for it. Oh, well, they are not going to attack because they're gonna transform them both. But it's fine. Now I have the opportunity to just offer the trade. I don't think they're gonna block. I kind of want to deal 2 if I can. I play these and then they could attack. Well, they missed a land drop. Let's see what happens. If they block, I'm not going to use a Massive Might, or I mean either of my tricks. I'll just play my 1-3 no matter what. I mean, I actually don't mind this trading big. Well, that was smart. Why didn't I deal 3 damage? I completely forgot it has this. Whatever. I mean, trading this off the board while I know they have a Vampire's Vengeance in the deck, it wouldn't be that bad. But now they're gonna transform them both. But I'm having some They had another blood fountain there. I have a double. I have a double tricks here, so I can actually attack and train, and even if they have like a burn spell in response, I can. And this time it was by design that I didn't play the sharpshooter now, because now they can block like one of them, and I'm gonna play the massive might, because if they have nothing, I can play the sharpshooter, and if they have something, well, in that case I can use the witch's web. So this will be, so after both pump effects, this will be a 7/7. Yeah, it will actually survive. It will survive. And I will get to trample 4 points there too. And I can even train this further, because this will trigger this on the next turn, and it will, you know, well, train the sharpshooter. And they do have the blood fountain, so they have the late game. They can get creatures back, but I also have a very strong late game here. Okay, they have the fodder here. Land is totally fine, because after 2 mana I am back to having the demon here, potentially deciding yet another game. Yeah, if they have a trick, I'll make them use it. It would be nice to train this one too, but I'm not gonna take here 4 per turn just for, because they would attack anyway if they want the drain to happen, so it is making sense to do this. Okay, burn spell post combat or just a creature. Again, it doesn't seem like this is gonna transform anytime soon, but they could have the diagram scavengers. Okay, that's dead. Land isn't bad, so now I could attack for 2, but they get to drain back, so I'm not gonna do that. Because they just block the 3 power guy, I take 2, and then they gain back 1, and I take actually a lot of damage in that case. Now, of course, I need only 1 land, and that's, they don't have mana for. That's not a bad one either. They might have a removal though, but they don't have a bleed dry mana yet. So as long, and they don't also have a. They also don't have you know, there's the uncommon. Okay, they killed. Okay, that's totally fine. That's just a 1/1 on that thing. They do get the blood token though, but there is what's that? Come on, the murder variant, Hero's Downfall. Yeah, that's also something that would work at 3 mana if they had 2 black. So as long as I can play this without them having a chance to kill it, it's most likely game over. They get rid of the belligerent quest. Yeah, it's not really good against the 3/6 in here. Butler is good in the late game, but nothing here, nothing that got me to answers the Dreadfish Demon. Plus I'm gonna get my flyer, although they might just sacrifice the butler here to prevent the flying thing from happening. They do have a human here though, so it would also be a 5/3 flyer, which would be able to train this guy. But let's see, I will draw either a spell I can play or. Okay, so that is that worth it? Scavenger, so I can attack and they will block with the fodder. They will have a counter attack though. They are tapped out, I'm gonna attack. Not suspicious at all. But they can attack back for 3, and they thought that they have a death touch blocker for this thing anyway, so it doesn't matter. But so they will drain me for 1 and then deal 3, so total 4. But they have a headless right, so they still don't draw the land. And they also didn't want to. Yeah, okay, well there's a bleed dry now. So this is a human, so I'm not gonna bleed this thing dry. But what I can do, I can just attack with both and they double block this thing, and then this is a death trigger, so the bleed dry. Okay, I don't even need the demon here to win the game. They even can't have a good double block because of the 7 toughness now by the training. They can jump block with the witch. Yeah, I guess they can do that, and now they get a 2/2 a zombie. Maybe not ideal, but yeah, I guess I could have exiled it before combat to make them have a really awkward situation, but I'm not too worried. Maybe I'll exile the Death Toucher anyway, which they finally get to play now. So they will go to 8 life. I will go to, and then they can attack with the witch. Now I could exile the witch too, but I mean they are 8 and then they go to 9. I go to actually quite low life total, but no, this is just a winning. I win now through that thing. Yeah, because this is gonna be 10 damage, so it doesn't matter. Now that they didn't leave this 2/2 to block, which is kind of understandable. They wanted to win. The best hope for them is that they find a removal on this flyer at some point, and in the meanwhile I am flooded out and don't have any place, and they can try to at least raise me. But in the end, I didn't need this, but of course opponent was stuck at low land count, and I drew pretty darn good stuff. I mean, the bleed drive mostly was really good here. I could have killed, I could have played a bit differently by exiling this on the previous turn, and then they probably, well, they would have been at least a lot lower life total. And I wouldn't have been at such a low life total. And the flyer would have been a lethal attacker anyway. But yeah, that was now the end of this event. Finally, I got my traditional draft at maximum wins, which the previous one was really long time ago. I had a bunch of 2-1s in a row, which is of course still a fine result, but it's minus 500 gems. Now this is plus 1500 gems, so now the Dreadfish Demon did win a few games, and this was definitely the same color combination with same bomb rare as my previous draft, but the deck was totally different. I had this aggressive game plan available, and I didn't have any of the 6 drops, and the plan to play the 3 mana accelerants to get the 6 drops active. Now I wouldn't mind if this deck had like one of the flourishing hunters. It would have been actually better for this deck, but I never got an opportunity to pick one. And yeah, pretty standard stuff. Curve out, some removal, a bomb rare, and the tricks here were very relevant here. I don't know if I was supposed to just play the Witch's Web on the main deck as well. Maybe it would have been a better choice. But yeah, this was now again 2 traditional drafts in a row, which means that the next one will be my premier draft number 30. Well, it will be a draft number 69, I guess, and it will be my final premier draft before the set completion stuff. Now I will, after I have completed the set, I mean after I have opened all these packs, which should definitely mean that I will complete the set. I will be continuing drafting anyway. I will continue drafting the Crimson Vow in traditional and premier drafts, but then there will also be the mixed draft set, which has both Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow. That will be coming before Kamikawa Neon Dynasty, so I think I will focus a bit on that. I'm not sure if it's going to be available as a traditional or a premier draft. My guess is it's only a premier draft, but I will see if I still play some traditional drafts by then, but I will need to wait until information from that event comes first. But yeah, next one will be a premier draft, and then after that is my draft number 70. It will be a traditional draft, and then I will open the packs and have my final set completion summary. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.